It's really, really scary, the fact that I might lose my hands. It would be scary in a normal world, but in a pandemic world, I don't really have anywhere to turn.
This is my actual life. If it's not dealt with and, if I don't get the medical attention I need, I don't know what's going to happen to me.
They're things most of us take for granted. The ability to work, to live independently, to not live in constant pain or in a state of fear.
Every night when I go to bed, I just think, am I going to wake up in the morning? That's how I live every day.
Helen Theo has a brain aneurysm that has doubled in size over the last year. She was due to have surgery earlier this month when it was cancelled, just a day out from the op.
It feels like I'm not important. It feels like they're playing with my life. I'm frustrated, I'm angry, I'm scared. I'm very scared.
Others can't even make it as far as the consultant room. Imogen Carrs, who has severe carpal tunnel syndrome, is desperate for potentially hand-saving surgery, but her specialist appointments keep getting cancelled because of COVID.
It feels like it's a ticking time bomb kind of thing. Every day counts for me.
At the age of just 26, she's worried she could lose the use of her hands.
I'm a journalist, so my life and my role is my hands, and without those, I'd lose my job. I also am starting to really struggle with just basic kind of living. It even hurts to wipe after the toilet. It hurts to wash my hair or to feed my cats.
All around the country right now, there are thousands of stories just like these ones. Fresh data showing the number of Australians waiting more than a year for elective surgery has tripled to nearly 60,000 patients.
People are waiting and waiting to have gallbladders removed, hernias repaired, and then painful knees and hips replaced, urological procedures, ear, nose and throat procedures. Each individual has some degree of dysfunction, pain, suffering, deterioration.
And wait lists are threatening to blow out even more. The Omicron wave has seen Category 3 elective surgery placed on hold in Queensland and New South Wales. Victoria recently saw IVF services reinstated after this viral social media post.
This is something that is a necessity.
But otherwise, only the most urgent Category 1 surgeries can go ahead.
What do I need to cry on national TV to get my point across? It's black and white. This is brain surgery.
And while desperate patients wait, specialists who can't be repurposed to help with COVID patients are sitting at home.
Private hospitals, day surgery and smaller hospitals are idle, with surgeons and staff at home waiting to restart work and available at any time to recommence elective surgery.
Even when elective surgeries are reinstated next month in New South Wales, the following month in Queensland, and at a yet-to-be-determined date for Victoria, the backlog will be huge.
I'm worried that it might be another year before they actually call me up to get it done, and I'm worried about, am I going to make it another year? Is it going to rupture? Am I going to die? Am I going to be paralysed? Every day it's a struggle for me.
The wait is just getting disastrous now. It's awful. It's not just headlines, it's our real lives, and it's not just a story, it's my life.
The word elective makes it so easy to dismiss as this idea of something that somebody chose to do, and so it's completely fine whenever it happens, it's my choice. But things like carpal tunnel, a brain aneurysm, a gallbladder removal, hernia operations, all of these kind of things that conjure up so much pain and can impact your life immeasurably. And if you don't get the help, then all of a sudden you don't know what is around the corner. That doesn't feel elective at all.
No. And it sounds a bit like the hospital system and the various state governments that are making these decisions aren't talking to each other in an effective way that means these people who are desperate for surgery their surgery isn't going ahead for that very reason. I mean, how can doctors be sitting at home doing nothing?
I think that's the shame of it. Obviously, everyone is, in the health system is doing things with best intent, and clearly there's tons of people in the system that are being repurposed to deal with COVID, but that's not every case, and there are clearly theatres in hospitals that are not being used for this sort of stuff, doctors, nurses that are not being used for this stuff that possibly could be. I mean, we are in this terrible situation. None of us have lived through it before. Obviously, not every state government gets it 100% correct 100% of the time. That you would think, though, given that Omicron is in so much of the community and in hospitals, maybe that would lead to a bit of a rethink around letting this stuff go ahead.
Some common sense, yeah.
It's also a rethink of the idea of, well, we'll just get through the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then this can all fire up. And
Yeah.
it's going longer than everybody thought it was going to go in the first place.
There's no getting through.
Yes.
Yeah.